right. Good morning. Good morning. It is 6:32. It is January 7th, right? So what is this? How many days have we traded so far? Thursday, Friday, Monday. This is day 4 of the new year. And so far, I got to say, it's been pretty great. For a lot of us, we've been, pretty spread out across the board. You've had some quantum computing names. You've had some of the AI robotics names. You had actually some Mag 7 names doing well. You had Nvidia leading the way. So all in all, you can't complain unless you came in this year super duper bearish with a lot of opinions and you tried to fight the trend. But anyway, let's say hello and good morning first. My name is Scott Redler. I'm the Chief Strategic Officer of T3Live.com. Hopefully everyone's feeling well. It is Tuesday. If you're with me on the New Year fast and diet and the improved version of yourselves, congratulations. Yesterday, I actually tested out the 20 minutes at 5:20 in the sauna to get it ready for thoughts from the box, but quite not really ready yet. We might roll it out next week. It also depends when we get the subscribe button from Twitter. But as far as the new initiatives, I feel like a lot of people, have started kind of fresh for 2025, making some changes. For me, I haven't had anything. A little iced coffee, a little water till about 1 o'clock, and then it'll be a 36-hour fast. I already set the rules. I'm not going to get into it again because we don't have much time. The 6:30 clubs for the X's and O's. And for right now, the SPYs are up 35 cents. It's a very mixed tape. Right now, everyone was hyper-focused on Nvidia. And, would they say anything exciting enough? Would they sell the news? And as of right now, they came out with so many things that they're going to be doing moving forward that to me, it's going to be hard for them to sell it, but we'll see. As far as the overall range of the SPYs, though, let's get into that. If you look here at the SPYs, this is how we started. We started the year. We always start a year not knowing exactly what's going to go on. Anyone who says they know exactly what's going to go on is a liar. I don't know. Yes, but anyway, or maybe they have illusions of grandeur. Not a liar. I take that back. But if you remember, we kind of played with this upper end of the range, and then we broke through the bottom, and then we closed in the middle. And then on Friday is when the market kind of perked up, and you saw Nvidia show leadership, some semis showed leadership, some Mag 7 names started acting well, and PS yesterday we went as high as 599.70. So here was 602. This is where we broke down from post Fed, if you remember, when they started to get a little hawkish. So here we are. So the question is, what are we going to do here? Are they going to make it easy on the active bulls? Are we going to hold, just say, this 592, 593, hold this upper area of the range, and then at some point, take out this, what could have been a right shoulder. So maybe we get tight in here, or we're going to break this and kind of shake the tree a little bit lower and get a little sloppier. I don't know. I have a lot of positions I'm managing also still, so we'll see how it goes. What you really got to do is you got to look at Nvidia. Nvidia is probably going to be one of the keys of the day. If you guys remember last week, I think it was, Thursday, we were talking about how Nvidia got so much better here. That's when I bought the 141 calls. That's when I got in the stock. And then on Friday, bought it for the power plays, which is a new product where I basically tell you what to do. Hopefully you signed up. And then yesterday we sold a third. So if you look right now, we go to Nvidia. Nvidia right now is up 286. So 152.16 is yesterday's high. It's above that. Can it hold? Remember the sell rules? Get above and stay above. Maybe you could add. If it get above and can't hold it, you can't add. And then here's 152.89. This has been in a big range for a while now. So they're going to the bears are going to try and sell it down. So you have to always be a little careful after an event. How many times they tried to sell the Apple event, in history, the history of the Apple event, they would always try and sell it. And then they couldn't sell it. It went a lot higher. So the bears are going to try and sell the event. But I think most people want to be long in the video. The semis have been acting well. So we'll see how it goes. So what did I do? Red Dog had the 141 calls on from here and the stock. So, into this move, I sold it. Into the pullback at the end of the day, I bought the 155s. But I also sold the stock. It was kind of a binary event. So when there's a binary event, I like to go with options. It's been so far a good start to the year. So I didn't want to hold it. So we'll see. Micron, which I haven't really looked at in a while, they came out with some news with Nvidia, so it's getting an early morning pop. I am not in Micron. Somebody asked me for the levels of Micron, so I'm going to give it to you guys. Yesterday I gave you some clues, though. Somebody knew something. You had a nice big gap here into kind of resistance, and now this morning, let's take a look at Micron. Micron is up 460 at 103.80. What's this high here? This is like 112. Yeah, so there's definitely some room. I'm not exactly sure what the news was with Micron, but something to the fact that Nvidia is going to be using their chips. So obviously, a lot of people like Nvidia, and them together is going to be give them a little psychological boost. So here's 111, here's 114. As far as other chip names, real quick, I am an AVGO. It's not really, going, and it's not showing power. You had this pro earnings gap. So some people just say, hey, Red Dog, I'm long AVGO versus 211. I'm making it nice and easy. Others like, hey, well, I want to use a tier system. When this gets going, I want to make more money. So they might have added versus 229. And now in order to really, show some power, it's got to get above 241.75, and then you have 247 and 251. So we'll see if that's the case. It might not be the case. Who knows what the market wants to do here? But I am watching, and I'm long small. It's down 24 cents, not a big deal. If you were very, very active and you wanted to put a stop in, then just put a stop in at 233. Put it in right here. If you don't trade as active, some of you don't. Some of you guys just, have another job and trying to, be in the right names that could show you some nice movement. Well, then maybe you could use this as a stop, or just let it go to 211. But anyway, we'll see what goes on. If Nvidia holds up, it probably would be good for risk. Before I get into Mag 7, let me say hello to some of my dogs around the world. Hi, Cal. What service of yours is best for the best option play of the week? Wanted to get access for weekly single option trades. That's from HA Cal. Well, we just launched Power Plays options also. So there's a lot of different products here. Okay, first of all, the 630 Club is for my dogs around the world who, some trade for a living, some don't. I've been doing this since 2020. This was my value add to the world during the pandemic when no one knew what was going on. And I was like, hey, I survived the financial crisis as well as the tech bubble bursting in the year 2000. Chances are just cost average down and you'll be fine. 9 months later, we were back in new highs almost after the pandemic. Everyone had a great time, and they also did whatever. So anyway, right here is the Alpha Team. So the Alpha Team is a product where most people come in and they trade all day long. They're trading for a living. They don't have a different job. We share information, like Todd is putting some stuff out from Nvidia. Then, Tesla's down a little bit. So that's why I think some people are talking about why is Tesla down, because I guess there was no connection during the CES between Nvidia and whatever it is. So they get to see all my positions live, get to interact. And it's really like, if you're spending the day trading, this is where you want to be. You want to be on the Alpha Team. I already, what I do this morning, I trimmed a little bit of HIMX, but I think it goes a lot higher. So that's that. Then there are some who want to read my note. I put out a note every single day, with 40 different thoughts about 40 different names, usually the best names in the world, actionable for investments also. Maybe they don't trade for a living. They just want to know what's happening. So if they know the market well, they can make some decisions. And some people just want to be told what to do. So Power Plays tells them what to do. Basically says, hey, buy this. This is your stop. This is where it can go. And we kind of piece you in, piece you out. And then we just created Power Play Options, which is a tell you service. And then as far as Red Dog Mindset, that's going to be an additional service that starts really in the morning. So if you want to get your mind right so you can execute on the X's and O's and think clearly and grow your balanced life, I would recommend that, because that's how I've been doing this for 30 years, not by being the best trader in the world, but by being disciplined, by being balanced, by finding my happy places on bad and good days. And I'm willing to teach everyone that, but that's not being rolled out yet. We did a little bit of a soft launch. So that's Red Dog in a nutshell. Anyway, with that being said, let's move on. Tesla. So someone was saying that, what'd you say? Tesla has a new NTSB inquiry over smart summon crashes. All right. So for me, Tesla was my number one pre and post election trade, and I've made a lot of money there. And into this red dog reversal, I got short that day, to be honest. TLSQ we bought, I sold premium. But anyway, since then I got pretty tactical. I sold some puts into here. Yesterday I sold some more puts. I am not long Tesla this second, but I might be a buyer today. I want to watch this rebuild. I was just talking to Conrad over here saying that he's like, how come you haven't re-engaged Tesla? And I'm like, well, I'm getting close. If Tesla right now, yesterday, remember I told you 426, 427 would be resistance. Well, some guys made good money short. So, from 373 to 426, why not test a short? I didn't do it, but that's my job to give good advice to those on the alpha team. So now you have 401, right? This is 401. If Tesla could hold 401 and rebuild a little bit, after a huge move, then perhaps now that I have some points of reference, I'll start getting back in Tesla again. Today, I probably will take a look and buy it versus 401.78. Or what I might do is, if it, buy it versus it breaks, I'll get out of the way, and then I'll see what really happens here. What's this high here? This high is not 402. This is 392. So let's put that in there. This high is what? This is 392. So I'm letting it rebuild. I let stocks rebuild. That's what I do. Once they have a nice, beautiful sequence above the 8-day and then get a little faulty, I get out of the way, let them rebuild, and then I let myself figure out, is it worthy sitting in there, or do I just want to day trade it? Anyway, so I will see if we could buy verse 401, or if it gets below and reclaims it, we'll have a new point of reference. What I might also do is right now I shorted some 360 puts yesterday for next Friday, thinking if Tesla's any good, it shouldn't get back down here, so I could collect $3. So that's my thoughts on Tesla. In Mag 7 land, though, Amazon to me looks really good. Amazon, I made it some decent money. Amazon had to rebuild also. So you want to talk about rebuilding, this will be their narrative of today's 630 Club is how do stocks rebuild? How do they get your trust back? And then how do you move forward with them sequence-wise? So Amazon, broke right here. This candle right here said, okay, this active sequence above the 8-day moving average was over. Get tactical. Who the hell knows where it's going to go? Well, here it went down. You had your first trade where it reclaimed this. That was a nice one, made a lower high, came back, and then all of a sudden started holding 218. So now this is trying to rebuild. Okay, you could go like this. If you could be long versus 224. Okay, right now, Amazon is acting better. If the market wants a leader, Amazon to me, you could be long versus 224, and we'll see if it can work its way back to new highs above 233. So that's like my thought process on Amazon. Right now, I'm long a little Amazon. I'm long a little calls. Amazon, I think, is down like 20 cents today or something like that, or $1. Yeah, 20 cents. So if it could hold and build above 224, chances are, I think that this will have another move to high. So after getting out here and not sitting through this mess and just day trading, it's starting to rebuild that it can go again. The same thing with Meta. Meta had a beautiful move. I played the options a bunch of times. This also, lost special status on this day, and that turned into a rebuild. It turned into, if I'm an active trader, yes, if you're an investor in Meta for the next few years and you don't trade actively for a living, that's cool. But if you wanted to get back in Meta after rebuilding, this was the day that kind of got me back, and then obviously made a higher low, and then boom, yesterday. So someone's like, why is Meta, down so much today? Well, it was up $25 yesterday, with the whispers that Dana White and some of these other guys were going on the board. So maybe it was up a little much. So now let it rebuild. This does seem like, it's going to be at a new high faster than everything else. It was almost at a new high yesterday. So if you were upset you were missing Meta last night at 640, at 635, now you could be buying Meta, versus, 621 or 624. Yeah, Amazon could be a power play options. So we'll take a look at that, Bill. Big deal. I bought options. Like, that's the whole thing. Like, I'm trying to figure out. I want to be able to tell you guys what to do when I have a little bit more conviction. Sometimes I buy options on trades and I'm just moving and grooving, and I'm not exactly sure. You're never exactly sure. So sometimes, the power plays need a little over confirmation because I want to make sure that it's in the right direction. So it might not be the perfect price, but it's a price that you guys could be in and let me watch it. Anyway. So we'll see. So Meta looks good. So Meta and Amazon look really good. Google, I haven't been trading, and I can't say that it's not a big deal. It can't be in everything, right? I say can't kiss all the babies, right? But Google's been doing better. It lagged, and then I remember right here is where most guys that in my community started buying it, and then if they missed it, they were able to buy versus the pro earnings gap or pro whatever gap this was of the quantum computing chip, and it's been rebuilding. You had a red dog reversal sell, then one on the buy side, it got tight, and now it looks good. Google looks good. I haven't been trading it though. I've been trading more Amazon, Meta, Tesla, obviously, and then Nvidia, AVGO, and then all of these crazy names. Red Dog made a lot of money in these robotic AI names, these, sensor autonomous chip names. And, and then I'll tell you, to be honest, my two best trades yesterday was we bought CCJ, which is uranium, down here. Wasn't expecting such a big move, but that was awesome. I think I went over it in the 6:30 club. I don't know, or maybe I went over it when I was drinking a little extra wine on Friday when we were doing our 3 o'clock call. Maybe I did, maybe I don't. I remember that, but it was on the VTF, and it's still on the VTF. And the biggest trade was really this NNE, which was the nano nuclear energy name. Remember OKLO from last year that we caught at $10 that rebuilt, and SMR and NNE. Well, this candle got me back in, and yes, it was a huge day for me in this stock, and probably huge for the Alpha team. I wonder if anyone in the Alpha team caught it. Let's see if anyone's awake on the Alpha team. You guys could talk to them. Anyone in the Alpha team catch NNE, which was like not even a focus compared to everything else out there? Did I mention CCJ yesterday? I don't know. Bill Big D. McDude caught it. Bilal Puno sounds like a new guy on the Alpha team. That's cool. People are talking about NVDA and AUR. Yes, they announced they were at the CES and something came out on driverless trucks. Hani says yes, sir. But anyway, that's just one of the things in here. Someone's like, well, why aren't you in Oklo? OKLO led the way. Sometimes you need a leading indicator. To me, with OKLO making a new high above where it was last year after a huge move, that gave me confidence to hold NNE. NNE was a little bit weaker and lagging because it did 3 money raises, but I won't that because SMR hasn't raised any money. So these 3 moved together, so I put 1 + 1 together and said, hey, I want to go with NNE because they've already been suffocated from 3 money raises, but now they don't need money. It's trading enough volume to go through it, and the chart pattern is awesome. And if OKLO can make a new high to 31.66, why can't NNE, which took back all the moving averages on this day? That's when I started buying it. I bought options yesterday, and I didn't put it on the power play because it was so quick. See, the quick trades don't go to power plays because they need to be a little bit more established. But anyway, so with that said, someone's asking me about CLH. CLH is, everyone's so enamored and so crazy with this name. I don't know why. All I know is that it's inching along. I'm in the stock. At first I was in options and I was losing money pretty much for the first half of December, but I was buying all the way down, just options because risk is premium paid. I usually don't do that. And then it kind of woke up. Stock so far has done nothing so exciting, but maybe it has room to 32. And then from there, perhaps it gets a better short squeeze. So for me, I am in it. But again, it's not like a hyper focus. Everyone's so hyper focused there. Why? Anyway, someone asked me what could derail this move. Well, the TLTs you have to watch. The TLTs made a new low yesterday, 86.67. Maybe that's what brought the sellers out all afternoon. And now the TLTs are pretty much right there. So as of right now, do the SPYs really care? Well, they're only up 14 cents. So if rates continue to go up and the TLTs break 86.67, chances are, there might be some program sells. And if that's the case, maybe the SPYs get a little bit more loose and wide and sloppy. What do I mean by that? I mean, well, maybe they don't hold this 593.60 and then start to do a little bit of price discovery. So I don't want to get caught with too many positions. I'm trying to pare some things down, but there's been a lot of things going on. So I'm just going to make sure I keep using my tier system. What does that mean? I have multiple tiers based on where these things are in the chart. So I could add to them, take them off, stay with them, feel good that I netted money, get paid, and then also see if they rebuild and continue. What are my thoughts about Reddit and Palantir? I haven't been that active in Reddit and Palantir. I was very active in Reddit last year. It was a power play, worked out awesome. Palantir I played a few different times. it feels like that, there is some profit taking in some of these major ones, these high growth names that had tremendous years. So I still think they're fine. Kind of reversed yesterday at a high, again. So if you were long it from the red dog reversal here at 162, which is where you could have been if you know the red dog reversal. A lot of you know the red dog reversal because I've been talking about the red dog reversal for 30 years. A lot of people call it whatever they want to call it. You can Google Scott Redler red dog reversal. It's not a B movie from 1986. It's a play where you trade below a lower level, reclaims it, you buy it. Then you had a big, a bulky move, and then it went above and didn't hold above. So maybe you sold some. So now I think it's got to hold this little area to kind of rebuild, or it could see the 8-day or the 21-day. I still think it's leading the way. You just have to make sure your entries and exits matter. If you bought on this day, you probably didn't hold down here. That was actually a doji red dog reversal up there. You could see it like this. So there's lots of different ways to use pivot highs and pivot lows if you use a tier system, if you're active. And if you're not and you're just holding Reddit for 2025, I do think it's a good play. It's got a lot of room, 174.50. So for today, see if Reddit holds 174.50. Let's see. I don't even know if it's down this morning. Let me check. What's Reddit doing this morning? Reddit is, or DDT, it's down 79 cents. So I would say, hey, does it hold above 174 and rebuild and go? PLTR also not as strong as Reddit. Didn't make a new high. It's trying to rebuild. You could kind of make this. It has an inside range. It's just, again, the PE on this is really high, and there are a lot of people who made a lot of money the last few years here. So some people are selling it because they could pay taxes in the future. So I would say if you're very active and it breaks, what was this low, 174.61, then it's not as strong as it was. So you have to maybe be a little careful. You want to give it more room, then hey, give it to 72.43. But overall, there's definitely places to be involved, and it's rebuilding. It's still fine. It's just, a little slippery. Same thing with Dash. These three were like the three amigos last year. I think Dash is holding up well. We played Dash a lot last year, made really good money. There's a lot of institutional flows behind this thing. They're thinking this is going to get to 250 this year. So, if you so far so good. Got out. So again, the whole rebuild. If we're talking about the 630 Club rebuild, we're rebuilding ourselves. I'm 194 pounds. I want to be 174. So I'm chiseling myself down into a stronger version of myself. We're going to get into that. So for this, it was like, it was a little overweight, kind of took some of the air out of it, and then it rebuilt. And now if it could hold above here, chances are maybe it could work back up. But here was your red dog reversal sell and Dash. Here was get out of the way when it broke the moving averages. I've gone over that kind of strategy 1,000 times, right? Red dog reversal, get the hell out of the way. If you did, maybe you start getting back versus point of reference here. And now Dash needs to hold this 171-ish area. All right, with that said, again, watch rates. Rates could put a little damper on this equity move. The computers could sell. Watch Nvidia. Does it hold up 274? Do sellers come in and sell the news? And then we'll figure out how we can manage all these positions. I appreciate you. Thank you, my friend. 6:55. I got to jump.